Good evening and salutations, my Deja Velas fans. So let's start off with EJ and Stefan. In some ways, I'm actually surprised that Stefan asked EJ for help and actually told him what's going on. But in a lot of ways, it does really show how much he loves Gabby to not just his pride, but also the simple fact that he can't stand EJ right now. But he knows that he's running out of options. And he's like, you know what, listen, I'd rather sit there and deal with EJ as much as I can't stand her right now to help Gabby out than to not do it and something happens to her and then he wanted to blame himself. And of course, EJ, at first, when EJ, looked at the picture of his father, it made me think he was actually going to sit there and help him because I was like, I know EJ and, they go back and forth and that's kind of the merry way. But like you said, when the chips are down, family first. So I was like, okay, cool. I can, EJ, he may be bad at times, but, he does have a heart. Well, I was clearly wrong because he said no, right? Now, at first he was like, I can't do it. I can't sit there and risk what I'm doing. I can't risk. I gotta look at the Nicole right now. I can't sit there and risk jeopardize my career and me going to jail to sit there and take out, Clyde. Um, Nicole's too vulnerable right now. And then he was just like, and besides, why would I want to sit there and help my arch nemesis, Gabby and Ava? And I was like, yeah, okay. And now you're being a dick. Now you're being a dick. Um, I was like, wow, okay. I mean, I get in some ways it's like, you know, he's keeping that same energy. In some ways, he's keeping that same energy. He's like, you know what? Yeah, it sucks for them, but yeah, I don't like them. So yeah. But anyway, he says pretty much that, and he's like, yeah, I'm not helping you. So good luck, and just kind of walks off. So now I'm wondering, what is Stefan gonna do to get out of this situation? I don't know. Part of me is kind of disappointed in EJ because, like, I know EJ could be a bad person, right? I heard the stories. I know he can be a bad person, but he does have the compassion to sit there and be good at times. I would imagine. I don't think anyone is all evil all the time, 24/7. I mean, besides the devil, I don't think anyone else is all evil 24/7. But yeah, kind of disappointing. Um, So Nicole, walks in Holly's room because Holly woke up and I was like, how was that hangover, sweetheart? Because, she woke up and she was all a mess and she was, freaking out that she embarrassed herself in front of Johnny, on the phone, which she did. And I just don't like the character. I really do not like her. Nicole comes upstairs and she smells the alcohol and she's like, yep, you got a hangover. After looking at the aspirin and getting close to her, she just smelled and she knew. So Holly tells her everything about Tate, about Johnny, all of it, which is begging the question because I saw the previews and I know that she does want to go out with Tate, so I'm wondering what that's about. But yeah, she talks to Nicole about that and everything, and Nicole pretty much just gives her the same advice that everyone else has been giving her. He's too old, and it's only one sided. And she talks about, oh, she loves him. I'm just like, okay. I love when people throw out the word "I'm in love with this person." It's every time people do it, I feel like it just cheapens the meaning of the word love. It really cheapens the meaning of the word love, especially for anyone who's ever actually been in love. Whenever they hear that, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but whenever I hear somebody, even on TV, people sit there, so, oh, I'm in love with this person, I'm in love with that person, or just, it's like, I don't think you actually even know what love is. Like, and I also think that people do get they do get it confused. They really do get it confused. They're infatuated with a person, and they may love that person, but they're not in love with that person. And there's a difference. And I feel like the only people that do genuinely know that is the people who've actually been in love. Now, Eric Lee Sloan. And when Eric was with Sloan, Sloan was like, "Oh, I don't want that woman anywhere near my baby." I'm just like, I'm rolling my eyes all the time. I'm like, you gotta be, like, you gotta be effing kidding me. Um. Anyway, he leaves. Leo comes in, and Leo's like, "Oh, I'm not really asking for a lot, and this, that, and the third." I'm like, Leo, you haven't really asked for anything. You haven't really asked for anything. So he asked for money at this point. She's all like, "Oh, I can't do it. I'm barely affording this place, and yada, yada, yada." Which I'm like, well, nobody told you to date a bomb. Seriously. No one told you to date a bomb. Now, I think he works at the Brady pub. I'm not even too sure. Because you rarely see him there. And I feel like he only comes in to help out his dad. I don't think he actually works there. I don't think that this man actually has a job. So I'm like, when she's all like, "Oh, I got a baby to take care of," I was like, "Oh, you mean because you're the one that's taking care of it? Because it's damn sure not him." So you went out and you married a bomb. Ladies, don't do that. Just listen. I don't care. Here's the thing. I don't care how good looking he is. You can have your fun with him, and that's fine. Don't don't put a ring on it. Just don't. Yes, 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 yes. I know it's a double standard. A woman can sit there and be flipping fries, but if she's hot, we'll sit there and as long as she is chill and whatever, we'll sit there and marry her. It's a double standard. I know, and I'm totally okay with that. But women, don't get yourself in a position being like Sloan. Now, I don't even understand this at this point. I remember in the beginning, people listening to saying she was so desperate because of the loss of her brother, her not really having any family or anything like that. But now I'm like, boo, this is just pathetic. Anyway, he wants that money. He wants to be living it up in the Salem Inn. Um, like, why stop there? Why stop at the Salem Inn? Why don't you just get a luxury house or whatever? Something. And it's really funny. There was one point where it's like I paused it to look at my phone or something, and I was like, "Bro, listen, you gotta find a way to get that money. I don't care if you had to rob a bank or something." Then I unpaused and he said the same thing, so I found that very funny. But I'm like, well, it depends. How desperate are you to sit there and keep this family unity? So I'm like, bro, at this point, just tell the damn truth. I mean, unless you plan on robbing the bank, because I'm like, you either going to rob a bank or you're going to sit there and, well, kill Leo. That's the only options. But I'm surprised she didn't sit there and think about doing that already, seeing how annoying that he is to her. Eric comes over, sees Nicole, starts talking about the baby, and Nicole's like, "Well, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of uncomfortable, so I'm gonna head out." He's like, "No, no, 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 we gotta, we're gonna see each other around in town, let's not make this awkward." I was like, "Bro, you're not." I was like, "Bro, you're making this more harder than it is. She had the right idea to leave. Why are you snipping telling her to stay for?" Anyway, they stay. They had a little family time with Holly and um Sloan and Leo walking by, and Sloan and Leo's like, "Oh, look at that! It's a perfect little family right there." I mean, right now she is not there picking up and holding her baby brother and not even realizing it. Nicole, Sloan with that desperate, sad look on her face. I'm just like, bro, I can't think of one person that actually feels bad for Sloan at this point. I mean, if you do, please tell me so and tell me why, because I, I just, I don't see it. I don't see anyone actually being sorry for her. Paulina goes in. Well, she's waiting at the hospital with Chanel, and she's about ready to sit there and jet. But Kayla comes in there, and she gives her symptoms. We don't find out what's wrong with her by the way in this today's episode. So if you're wondering if she's gonna get a diagnosis today, nope. You gotta sit there and do more tests. So that's the conclusion of that. Kayla plays a very awkward Santa. I'm just like, is there a particular reason why you just didn't get passed to do it? And Paulina reads to the kids because that's well, it's a hospital thing, but it's also a soap opera staple. And Ava has a dream of Harrison busting her for all the illegal activity that she's doing. She wakes up and Harrison's at the door. He comes in, knocks on the door, and he's like, "Oh, I want to see you for a little bit." And she's all like, "Oh, what are you doing? I thought I told you that I didn't want to see you anymore." He comes over with a gift, and I'm just like, why? And he says that he can return it. I was like, okay, but you can pawn it or something. I mean, I know that probably cost you a pretty penny, but why are you giving it to her for? Seriously, after the way that she treated you, ladies, we're not doing this. I just want to sit there and let you know right now, if you sit there and treat a man the way that she treated him, we ain't getting you no goddamn gift. Okay? That's just not gonna happen. Unless you find a bum or a simp or something like that, we ain't doing that. I'm letting you know that right now. I know this is a soap opera and it's fantasy and everything like that, but reality of the situation is that ain't happening. But anyway, he gives her the gift. She's so like, oh no, I don't want it, yada yada yada. He's like, no, just keep it, for the future or whatever. I'm not giving up on you. I'm like, why? It's like, why? What do you mean you're not giving up on her? Why? Now he does sit there and question her once again, and I'm like, I don't know. I guess for me, I don't have a lot of patience, and if somebody sits and says that they're done, I'm like, okay, bye. Life will move on, and I'm not going to sit there and pretend that depending on the situation, I'm all hurt, but I'm not going to be sitting there like, but please, please, I'm not doing that. But he's all like, he's not going to give up on her, and he walks off. Yeah, I feel like that's about it. I was actually, in a lot of ways, I was actually surprised that they did an episode today because I'm just like, it is Christmas, but they just didn't take a day off on Christmas or something. Like, I mean, I know they shoot these episodes in advance, but even with that being said, I'm surprised they didn't actually take one day off. It's like, as I was sitting going to my family's house, I was looking on my phone to sit there and see what's in an episode a day. And I'm like, I know that they're not following the same schedule as every other soap opera, but I'm like, maybe they took the day off. I looked at it, I was like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love days, I do. I was just more like, all right, I was gonna have a day off, but it's cool, whatever. Um, but I was like, let me watch it now because I know I am not gonna have time to sit there and do it tomorrow. So I was like, let's just do it now. Anyway, I feel like that's about it. I can't really think of anything else. I'm not gonna be streaming tonight because it is Christmas. I was actually surprised I was gonna sit there and do a review, but I was like, there's some stuff to talk about. It was actually a good episode, so I was like, all right, sit there and talk about it. Anyway, if I missed anything, let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Festus, or Happy Festus, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.